Hello everybody out there, I'm Coral. Welcome back to my channel. This is the 1-year anniversary of my channel, which is absolutely bananas. And I just want to take a second here to thank all of you because really, this would just be me talking into a camera if it were not for every single one of you. So thank you so much for all your support, all your great suggestions, and just watching my videos. You guys are so cool. Thank you. I know that starting out YouTube channels in particular is difficult because you don't get seen unless you have exposure, but you don't have exposure unless you get seen. So it's like, am I just talking into a void? It's crazy. So I can't believe the growth that I've had so far in this past year, and I hope to keep growing. And yeah, like I said, thank you guys so much. Oh my god. So here I am, back for season 2. And I'm here with my January TBR. I'm filming this a little bit ahead of schedule, so I might have to cut things out if I end up finishing them before January. I'm gonna start out with a Stephen King book. I have here Needful Things. This is one that I started in December, but I wasn't able to finish all the way, so I'm going to be reading that this month. I want to finish it up. I've really liked it so far, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the story holds. Okay, and next I have The Shoemaker by Flora, Rheta, Schreiber. This is a sort of non-fiction that she's written about a man named Joseph Callinger who was a serial killer, and he I don't know, there was like crazy mental illness that was not obviously taken care of. And I'm not saying that people with mental illnesses grow up to kill other people and their family members, but this is the case with Joseph Callinger. He was an awful fucking person, and when I say nonfiction, I think you have to take that with a grain of salt because I believe she took some liberties with what she wrote here, and it might be slightly exaggerated. So I don't know. I'm really excited about this one though. This is kind of a hard book to get your hands on, at least from what I've experienced. So I was super lucky to find a copy that was in pretty good shape. I just got some weird stuff at art. I don't know. I'm excited about that one though. And next, I would like to read Maynards House by Herman Raucher. And this is about a Vietnam veteran who comes back from the war, and he's kind of, I don't know if it's exactly inherited, but his friend Maynard, who was killed overseas, gifted him his house. So the main character, what's his name? Austin. That's my brother's name. He lives in Maynard's house, and it takes place like in the winter months, so it's gonna be chilly, and I feel like it's just gonna be a perfect book for the cold January nights, or the days, because it's still cold during the day here too. Then, I would love to read The Hunger by Alma Katsu, and this is kind of a fictionalized, maybe like alternate history story about the Donner expedition and what happened to them in the mountains. And I'm pretty sure that this has a supernatural twist on like the actual events. So I'm excited to read this one. I heard a lot of polarizing things about this, so I'm hoping that I love it. I'd also like to get to Rust and Stardust by Greenwood. This is another one that is like a story that is based on an actual event, but it's fictionalized. This is about a girl named Sally Horner. She is abducted and held captive, and I'm not sure if she makes it out alive. I guess that's the point of reading the book. But Sally Horner was a real person who was kidnapped and held captive, so I'm not sure. I don't think this is a non-fiction account of that. So I'm not really sure like what the differences are going to be, and I guess I'm going to have to look into the real case after reading this to see what's real and what's not. I've heard more than a few people rave about this book, although that was like when it came out, and I really haven't heard much since. So this cover is so attractive for some reason, and I really am looking forward to this one. I also have Bright We Burn by Kiersten White. This is the very last book in the Conqueror's Saga. I started reading that in 2019 and I didn't quite finish it, but this is the third and final book. This is wow, I have a lot of those this month, it seems like. This is an actual alternate history account where it's like a gender swap where Vlad the Impaler is instead Lotta, who is a woman, and it's hard to give a good synopsis because this is the third book in a series, but the series so far has been fantastic. Kiersten White does so well with like filling her characters up so that they feel like real people and not just like two-dimensional paper cutouts, you know what I mean? There's been a lot of political schemings, some romance, and it's just been such a great series, and I can't say that I'm not a little bit sad to read the finale, because then I'll be done with it. Okay, second to last this month, I'm not planning on finishing this month, but this is The Ship of Theseus. This was written by J.J. Abrams and Doug Dorst. And man, I am not 100% sure what this is about. I think it's in the vein of House of Leaves, where it's like somebody's found an account of something. Maybe I should read the back of the thing again, because I haven't read it since I bought the fucking book. This woman finds this book. It's called The Ship of Theseus. And there's lots of like notes and things left in the pages. I mean, they're actually left in the pages, which is what makes this book so intriguing. And apparently the young woman, she starts to write her own notes in the margins and stuff like that, and eventually her and the writer start communicating this way. That's about all the back of the book says, and I want to read this. I know that this is going to be a big undertaking though, and I was thinking about maybe making a vlog as I read this. So like I said, I don't plan on finishing it probably at all in January unless it like really takes hold of me. But I think that was my mistake with when I tried reading House of Leaves, is that I tried to read it too quickly, and then I just couldn't do it because it was so weird. And so I think this might have the same kind of feel to it as House of Leaves. Of course, I still have not read House of Leaves, but maybe I'll do a vlog reading that too. Okay, and last but not least, I have my first Star Jar pick of 2020. And I didn't do very good with those last year. I started off okay, and sometimes I pulled them and then just didn't read the books. And then I didn't ever read the books, so what's wrong with me? I'm trying to be much better about that this year. So, first star, green. Who would have guessed half the stars in here are green? Green is horror. And that's okay with me. Okay, and it says Dead House. Oh, okay. Dead House by Dawn Kurtagich, I believe her last name is. It's right here. And I think this is another one with an interesting format. Yeah. Do you see that? I don't know. So let's see. What is Dead House about? Oh, you know what? I think that I heard about this one on Books in the Freezer once. I think they did. It was like their YA episode. I'm gonna read the synopsis for this because I'm not really sure of how to summarize this myself. So if you're not interested in hearing that, just fast forward until I hold the book down and then I'll be done with it. So it says, 3 students dead. Carly Johnson vanished without a trace. 2 decades have passed since an inferno swept through Elmbridge High, claiming the lives of 3 teenagers and causing 1 student, Carly Johnson, to disappear. The main suspect, Caitlin, the girl of nowhere, in quotes. Caitlin's diary, discovered in the ruins of Elmbridge High, reveals the thoughts of a disturbed mind. Its charred pages tell a sinister version of events that took place that tragic night, and the girl of nowhere is caught in the center of it all. But many claim Caitlin doesn't exist, and in a way she doesn't, because she is the alter ego of Carly Johnson. Carly gets the day, Caitlin has the night. It's during the night that a mystery surrounding the dead house unravels and a dark, twisted magic ruins the lives of each student that dares to touch it. Oh, so is this the debut book? Don Kurtagich's debut novel? Because I have another one of hers, and there was one that recently came out that looked really interesting, but I was like, oh, I have 2 of her books. Maybe I should fucking read them before I buy more of her books and don't even know if I like her writing. So, yeah, this is a YA horror book, and it seems like there's an alter ego here, maybe split personalities, maybe a mystery. I don't know, but it sounds interesting, and the format intrigues me. I think that's why I bought it, because I like weird formats. Oh my god. But, yeah, that's what I plan to read in January. Hopefully I can kick this month's fucking ass right in the ass. I'm going to be back very soon with like my goals for 2019. I'm going to be back with my new 5-star predictions, and I am trying so hard this year to just like do it, to just read them. And I think I'm just going to read one a month until I'm done and not be a big huge dummy about it. So yeah, look out for those videos if that sounds interesting for you. Let me know if you've read any of these and if you've liked them or if you've disliked them. Also let me know that. And I will see you guys later. Goodbye!